Rome isn't just a place you visit. It's a city you feel. A city built on myths and marble, where every step echoes with stories thousands of years old. From emperors to artists, saints to rebels, Rome has seen it all. And now it's your turn to walk through this eternal stage of history. Standing tall for nearly 2,000 years, the Colosseum is more than just a relic of the Roman Empire. It's a living symbol of power, ambition, and the spectacle of ancient entertainment. With its massive stone arches and tiered seating that once held over 50,000 roaring spectators, the Colosseum invites us to imagine a time when gladiators fought for glory and emperors watched from molded boxes. It's not just a place you visit, it's a place that takes you back in time. As you approach this colossal amphitheater, the sheer scale of it is breathtaking. It's hard to believe it was completed in 80 AD, long before modern machinery. The Romans used over 100,000 cubic meters of stone, creating a structure that could host mock naval battles, animal hunts, and public executions. Every detail of the architecture served a purpose, from the underground hypogeum where wild beasts and fighters waited, to the retractable velarium that shielded spectators from the sun. Walking through the ancient corridors, you can almost hear the echoes of the crowd, feel the vibrations of combat beneath your feet, and imagine the drama that unfolded in the arena. It's a deeply immersive experience. Raw, brutal, but also a testament to Rome's engineering genius and obsession with public spectacle. And when the golden hour hits, and the Colosseum glows in the Roman sun, it's not just a monument, it becomes a story carved in stone. A story of empire, entertainment, and endurance that continues to captivate millions every year. Once the epicenter of political, commercial, and social life in ancient Rome, the Roman Forum today may appear as a quiet field of ruins, but don't let that fool you. Every broken column, every stone path, and every crumbling temple carries the whispers of emperors, senators, and citizens who once shaped the course of Western civilization. As you step into the Forum, you're not just walking through history, you're stepping into the very heart of the Roman Republic and Empire. Imagine orators like Cicero addressing crowds from the rostra, their voices echoing through the marble columns. Visualize Julius Caesar processing through these streets, just steps from where his ashes now lie in the Temple of Caesar. Stretching between the Capitoline and Palatine Hills, the Forum was a stage for Rome's grandest ceremonies and its darkest conspiracies. Temples devoted to Saturn, Vesta, and Castor and Pollux once towered above the crowds. The Arch of Septimius Severus still stands proudly at the entrance, its carvings celebrating military victories from distant lands. Even the humble remains of the Curia Julia, the Roman Senate House, still carry the weight of world-changing decisions. The Forum wasn't just for politics, it was alive with traders, philosophers, and everyday Romans. Markets buzzed, courts convened, and sacred rituals unfolded before thousands. Now, as the sun cast long shadows over weathered stones and wildflowers bloom between cracks in the pavement, there's a certain reverence that hangs in the air. It's a place where the ancient and eternal coexist. In this valley of stone and silence, if you listen closely, you'll hear the heartbeat of an empire that once ruled the known world. Tucked within the smallest country in the world, the Vatican Museums hold one of the most immense collections of art and human creativity ever assembled. As you enter this sacred trove, you're not just walking into a museum, you're entering a treasure map of civilization, where every hallway leads to a new chapter in the story of humanity. Spanning nearly 9 miles of galleries, the museums are a masterclass in beauty, belief, and brilliance. There's the Gallery of Maps, where hand-painted topographies of Italy stretch across walls in rich greens and blues. The Raphael rooms explode with color and movement, each fresco infused with the Renaissance master's genius. And of course, the grand finale, Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel ceiling. When you look up, it's not just art, it's spiritual awe. The creation of Adam with that nearly touching fingertip is one of the most iconic images in the world, and seeing it in person is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. But the Vatican museums aren't just about paintings and sculptures. They're about ideas, how art was used to teach, inspire, and assert power. You'll find ancient Egyptian artifacts alongside Renaissance masterpieces, Roman statues in papal corridors, and religious symbolism carved into marble and mosaic alike. The halls are often filled with hushed voices and the soft echo of footsteps, a quiet reverence for the history that surrounds you. Every glance, every turn, every detail is an invitation to slow down and absorb the divine meeting of art, faith, and history. Towering above Vatican City, St. Peter's Basilica isn't just a church, it's a spiritual epicenter, a place where grandeur and grace unite. The journey begins in St. Peter's Square, where massive colonnades designed by Bernini embrace visitors in a symbolic gesture of welcome. Fountains bubble in the sunlight, pilgrims gather in anticipation. And at the center stands a towering obelisk, watching over the faithful as it has since ancient times. Step inside the basilica and the atmosphere changes instantly. The ceilings soar, the marble glows, and the air feels heavy with centuries of prayer. Michelangelo's iconic dome looms high above, a marvel of engineering and artistic vision. His Pietà, delicately placed near the entrance, captures both the sorrow and serenity of Mary cradling Christ. It's breathtaking in its emotion and detail. Wander through the immense interior and you'll find golden altars, sacred relics, and shafts of heavenly light pouring in through stained glass. Beneath your feet lies the tomb of St. Peter himself, the first pope, anchoring the church's spiritual authority in history. Climb to the dome's summit, and the reward is panoramic. Rome spreads out before you like a canvas of terracotta rooftops, ancient ruins, and distant hills. Up here with the city at your feet and the sky above, it's impossible not to feel moved by the scale, the beauty, and the faith that built it all. Tucked between narrow cobblestone streets, the Trevi Fountain reveals itself with a burst of elegance and sound. Water gushes from the sculpted rocks, cascading into a turquoise pool, while a triumphant Oceanus, god of the sea, emerges from the central arch. This is not just a fountain, it's theater, it's myth, it's magic. Completed in 1762, the Trevi Fountain is the largest Baroque fountain in Rome and arguably the most iconic. Tourists gather day and night, each with a coin in hand and hope in their hearts. The legend says, "Toss one coin to return to Rome, 2 for love, 3 to marry." Every day, nearly 3,000 euros are tossed in. Each coin a story, a wish, a silent prayer carried away by the flowing water. But the Trevi Fountain is more than superstition. It's a celebration of Rome's mastery of water and storytelling. The entire facade is a living sculpture where tritons guide seahorses and allegorical figures embody abundance and health. Even the water itself is sourced from an ancient Roman aqueduct that still functions today, a true blend of history and wonder. As the sun sets and the lights illuminate the marble figures, the scene transforms into something cinematic. Laughter echoes, cameras flash, and lovers linger on the stone balustrades. For just a moment, you're not in the present. You're part of a timeless tradition that connects dreamers across generations. Piazza Navona is where Rome comes alive. Built on the site of an ancient Roman stadium, this long oval plaza pulses with life and energy. Street performers draw crowds with music and motion. Artists paint portraits on the spot. The aroma of espresso wafts from open-air cafes. And in the center, Bernini's Fountain of the Four Rivers rises with dramatic elegance, its marble figures representing the world's great rivers, Nile, Ganges, Danube, and Rio de la Plata. The fountain's obelisk pierces the sky, surrounded by flowing water and sculpted stone that feel almost animated. It's art you can walk around, linger by, and even dip your hand into. Around it, palazzi with faded pastel facades and blooming flower boxes frame the scene, giving the square its distinct charm. Piazza Navona is more than a tourist destination. It's a daily celebration. People meet here, talk here, fall in love here. During the holidays, it transforms into a festive market with lights, stalls, and the aroma of roasted chestnuts. But no matter the season, it retains that Roman spirit. Effortlessly stylish, warmly chaotic, and forever enchanting. Rising from the heart of Piazza Venezia, like a marble mountain, the altar of the fatherland, or Il Vittoriano, is a monument not to an emperor, but to an idea, a united Italy. Built in honor of Victor Emmanuel II, the first king of unified Italy, this colossal white structure commands attention with its staircases, columns, and statues that gleam in the sun. The monument symbolizes patriotism and modern nationhood. The eternal flame burns at the tomb of the unknown soldier, guarded solemnly by soldiers in dress uniform. Above, the twin statues of winged victories in bronze chariots soar into the Roman sky, celebrating freedom and unity. Inside, a museum tells the story of Italy's unification, filled with historic documents, paintings, and artifacts. Take the glass elevator to the panoramic terrace, and you're treated to one of the best views in the city. From the domes of Rome to the distant hills, you'll see the city's full splendor stretched beneath you. Some Romans call it the wedding cake because of its layered design, but even the most cynical locals admit it's a monument that stirs the soul. A bold reminder that Rome isn't just the capital of an ancient empire, but also the heart of a living, breathing nation. Rome isn't just a place, it's a feeling. It's the echo of sandals on cobblestone, the sunlight warming marble statues, the unexpected beauty in every corner. Whether you're standing beneath a giant dome, sipping espresso by a fountain, or watching the sunset from a hilltop, Rome wraps itself around your soul. This city doesn't ask you to rush. It invites you to feel, to wonder, to remember. And when you leave, you don't really say goodbye. You simply say arrivederci, because Rome always waits for your return.